Alright, guys, on today's episode of Short Side Wristers, we're going to talk settings and strategies. We're also going to go over this week's Team of the Week and new content for Wednesday. Let's jump into it. So, let's quickly go over this week's Team of the Week, highlighted by the 94 Brent Burns and 92 Patrick Kane. So, basically, no new cards. We'll go over that in a second here. We also got trade deadline. Thank God it wasn't another Master Set player, but we got a 93 Theo Fleury, which is pretty dope. He's got 94 skating, but when you look at his stats, it's 99s except for 95 speed, so I'm not really sure. His balance is a little weak, but he's also one of the smallest cards in the game. He's got a decent shot, so that might be a kind of a fun card to use, but he's extremely small for the wing. Then we have the 92 Keith Tkachuk. These are all alumni, so they're all pretty poo. 92 Keith Tkachuk, 92 Dennis Savard, 90 Ruslan Fedotenko, imagine. A 90 Brian Trottier, and a 90 Rick Middleton. All of these have been released already. They just upgraded them. I don't know, man. I hate how the alumni's work this year. They were a cool idea. I just cannot stand how they work. And then prime times, we got the trio of Canadians that went off against Detroit last night. Andrew Shaw, 80 overall, 83 Jonathan Drouin, 86 Max Domi, 86 Dougie Hamilton, and a 90 Brad Marchand. Nothing special there. Again, guys, if you pack any of the Team of the Week or prime times, please sell. They are of no value. The second they are opened, they just decrease in value. You can make some decent coins from it. But if you do pack one, the ones that interest me, and there isn't even really any. I mean, dude, all the defense. It's just a bad Team of the Week. Even the Brent Burns, man, he's still kind of slow and his slap shots weak. Brent Burns makes his money on a wrister from the blue line. In NHL, unfortunately, that just isn't all that effective. In net, would be Semyon Varlamov. That would be someone I'd pass on as well. Just not big, nothing special. So again, any of these packs, if you get any of them, please sell them for the coins. They are worth more in coins to you than in the card themselves. So yesterday I made a video about players you want to target and whatnot. Let's briefly recap that and what I was talking about. I got a lot of comments about Austin Matthews getting Team of the Year. He's definitely going to get a Team of the Year. I apologize. He is going to get a Team of the Year, the young Team of the Year, whatever it's called, because he's on his entry-level deal. So he will get his 99. The thing is to buy him right now, he's still very expensive. You're spending $700-800K to get him, which is fine. You're going to end up with a 99, so that's fine. But all I was trying to get across is that there's other Evos that are severely undervalued for the fact that they're going to get a 99. Nathan MacKinnon. Everyone should be going to buy Nathan MacKinnon right now. I saw him for $540 the other day. That's crazy, man. He's 100% going to get 99. So just quickly look at the stat page. I mean, again, there's only going to be 9 forwards, so not everyone's going to get it. But then there's Defensive Team of the Year, Community Team of the Year, all that stuff. But there are a few easy predictors that are going to get the huge boost. They don't all jump to 99, but if they're informed, the recent card is high enough, it will jump to 99. I believe last year it was +7. The year before that was +6. Just remembering off the top of my head. So, yeah, guys, so that's why I didn't say Austin Matthews, because he's going for damn near a mil. Same with Tavares and Marner. It's just there's so many Leafs fans that play Hut. It's going to be tough to get him, especially now because he's out of packs. But MacKinnon, guys, go buy MacKinnon. I promise you. So, guys, let's talk settings and strategies, okay? I get a ton of questions right now, specifically because things have changed so much in NHL 19. They've released numerous tuners, changed the game considerably each time, and obviously with those changes comes different settings and things that are, peak and optimal. So I've been doing this for over 2 years now, guys. They're my most popular videos. They help a considerable amount of people. I have countless messages of, thanks and whatnot for my strategy videos and whatnot each game. Here's where we're at. All right. This last year, I've been more involved with esports than I've ever been with NHL or any other game, really. And I've been blessed with being able to, be within that community at least and see how they play, watch tons of great players, whether it be live or, calling the games and whatnot in the Washington tournaments and things like that. And the thing that I've come to notice is that there is very few similarities from when the puck drops to when the game ends between players. There's obviously a few. The neutral zone being 1-4 is probably the most common thing I see. But then everything changes. Some players play 1-2-2 passive. Some play the 2-3-4 check. Some play all trap. Some play all 4 check. Some play high aggressiveness in the defensive zone. Some play protect net. It's all over the place. So here's what I want to, the tips and things I want to give you guys right now. If you are getting roasted consistently, and say that you know you're a good player, I'll use myself as one. Okay, I know I'm a good player. I'm not elite, but I'm a good player. Obviously, I play the game a ton. I'll beat more people than I lose to, much more than I lose to. But sometimes I go on these runs of just losing considerably, and I can't explain why. I lose my confidence in being able to score at will. And what you need to do is just adjust your settings. What's happening is you're running into players that have the perfect strategy, setting, or play style to go against what you normally play like. If you want to use me as an example, someone who uses tight point against me in a hut game is going to do considerable damage against me because most of my offense is D to D or winger to D. A lot of point shots. It's what I do. It's what I built my team around. I find that they are extremely successful, whether they be cheesy or not. You know, you play to win, boys. I don't make the game. I just, game change it. That's a bad joke. I just play it. Right, so the D2D one-timer where you want to shoot far side, so you shoot from where the puck is coming from. So if you have the defenseman, the top left defenseman, you send it to the right side, you want to aim left. And that's going to go in more than it doesn't, to be honest with you, especially if you have certain players like Bernie Jeffrey on with 99 slap shot and accuracy. Seriously, guys, go get him. It's going to go in more often than it doesn't. So, someone who plays tight point against me, it's going to be ugly. Someone who plays collapsing and passive against me, it's going to be ugly for them because I'm going to get wide open one-timers consistently. And, that's just the benefit of it. Now, I find that where people differ so much is on the rush. So, this is where you need to find what makes you feel comfortable. Are you comfortable controlling the defenseman all the way into the defensive zone? So you control a defenseman on the rush, say in the neutral zone, and you backskate him all the way down, and maybe you attack the puck at some point, but you all the way down. Players that play like that control their defenseman, I find they're going to struggle against short-side wristers, and the reason for it is because eventually they're going to give themselves too much time and space, whereas a CPU defenseman will give you very little. If you're getting roasted on the short side of wrister, then what you might want to do is control forward and leave your defenseman be. I know everyone's going to freak out. I'm not saying skill zone. I'm just saying don't control your defenseman. Play the position of the guy that you have selected. If you have the left winger selected, play left wing in the defensive zone. If you don't know where that is, just Google how to play hockey. Also, a good counter. So I find if people are beating your 1-4, so people are consistently getting by your 1-4, you don't know why, it just is happening quite a bit. What I would do is switch to the 1-2-2 red and play like this. Switch to the guy that gets the puck. So you have a guy on the rush that's passing a bunch. Instead of keeping the same player selected and then so someone passes to another player, you keep the same guy selected and now you're trying to pressure the guy that he's passed to. Switch to the closest player that has the puck and constantly be pressuring with the poke check. Players struggle a considerable amount against pressure, especially average and below average ones. The elites are the ones that handle it great. They see plays before it happens, but for the majority of players, they struggle with constant pressure. And the 1-4, while great at denying zone entry, it's not as effective as the 1-2-2 if you learn how to use it. So like I said, you can't just be the same player the whole time in the 1-2-2. It's a little bit more aggressive. You need to be being the one to attack the puck, and that is because the AI defense will not actually attack the puck. They'll attack the body. They will not actually stick check or anything off the puck. It's in the tuner. They don't use their stick at all, basically. So you got to be the one to get the puck back. And to do that, you got to learn how to defend. If you struggle with a short side wrister, then you really want to put pressure on in the neutral zone so that he doesn't get an opportunity to go down low. I struggle defending the short side wrister because I get impatient and I chase. And I find that a lot of people do that. If you want to play passive in the defensive zone, that's fine, but learn how to be patient. Be okay with ignoring time on attack and things like that. But more importantly is you need to adjust to who you're playing. So you don't know who you're playing half the time, more than half the time. And there's a few keys that you want to watch for. One, in the defensive zone. If someone is using point shots, pretty much that's it. Okay, so they get the puck down low. You're putting some pressure on. They're not really going out in front or moving off the boards. They're sending it to the point and going for the 1T. That's fine. Use tight point. Nothing wrong with that. If they are not using their points and all they're doing is going behind the net and waiting for the cross ice one-timer or the short side wrister, you need to switch to collapsing and contain puck, maybe even protect net. And that's because it's just going to jumble up what they're trying to do. The more bodies in the way, the less opportunity they're going to have to actually put the puck on net. On forward, okay, if you cannot get into the offensive zone, say that you can't, the guy's using the 1-2-2 red and you can't handle the pressure, dump it in. We're at a stage now where most players have really high-speed cards, whether their shot's good. I mean, high-speed cards are pretty common, and you dump it far side. So if you're controlling the puck on the left side, and right as you're about to get pinned up against the boards early because their gap control is really good, you cross that blue line, there's a guy right there ready to meet you, pass the puck all the way along the boards, and instantly hit R2 so that you switch to the other winger, and you're going to have puck possession, okay? Alternatively, reverse a lot in the neutral zone. So if you take the puck and you skate to the right side of the ice, fire it back around to someone going up the left. Those are the ways to do it. Now, once you're in the offensive zone, here's a couple things. If the guy is sitting in the middle and he's skill zoning, if you guys don't know what skill zoning is, it's taking a player and not playing their defensive position, but literally just sticking him in the middle of the slot, okay? Play behind the net, guys. There is no wraps and whatnot anymore. They got tuned out. But you can do a lot of damage because what you're trying to do is just wait for the guy to be impatient. If the guy has his stuff set to collapsing and protect net and he's skill zoning, means the perimeter and down low is wide open. So what you do is wait for either the AI or him to pressure you when you're behind the goal line, fire it up top, point shot, boom. Just keep doing it over and over and over and over again. If they're using tight point, you want to use the overload, and that is firing it up the boards on the left-hand side between the three guys, waiting for a D-to-D one-timer or mid-slot one-timer. Okay? Behind the net, it's a little bit more difficult to pull off. I find that behind the net is really good if they're using collapsing and not skill zoning. Okay? So they're pressuring you with one player behind the net and all around, but they aren't using, high aggressiveness. So if they're not skill zoning, that means the slot's a little bit more wide open. And basically all you're doing is going around in circles around the net. And you're eventually waiting for someone to open up because they'll make like a triangle. But again, guys, you have to adjust every game. If I'm getting roasted on 2-on-1s, it's because my forecheck is too high and I need to adjust. I need to switch to the trap. I need to dial it back. I need maybe switch to the 1-2-2 passive as far as my forecheck stat. If he's not getting any zone time, but he's scoring on goals a ton, so maybe he's like got 4 goals on 6 shots, he's probably short-side wristering you or firing it from the point. Those are the ones where you got to clog the slot, guys. If they are, just eating you in time on attack but not getting any goals, okay? Eating you in time on attack, not getting any goals. Be patient. Stop chasing. Keep doing what you're doing until you get down. Once you get down in games, guys, you got to go forecheck 2-3. You got to go, the 1-2-2 blue and the full forecheck. Who cares if you give up more goals? If you're down by 3 in the third period, you're probably losing anyways. So, again, guys, it's all about adjustments. I'm going to go in maybe more detail with another video later on, but this one kind of just, I wanted to go over the things that you want to look for and adjust every game because there isn't an end-all, be-all strat set for you. You guys are all individual. You have your strengths. You have your weaknesses. It's self-awareness that's the most important. You need to understand what you're bad at, okay, and eliminate that. Work on just getting rid of the bad stuff, okay? Double down on what you're good at. If you're very good at creating short-side wristers, play for that. If you're not, look for one-timers. Like, you know what I mean, guys? You have to figure out a way that makes you unique or better or double down on your strengths, essentially. But again, guys, let me know what you think. Again, I will make a video in depth about my defensive strategies and things like that, going over this and showing you clips specifically. But I just wanted to get you out there because I'm getting a ton of messages recently with the new tuner update and people that are struggling. So, guys, if you have any comments, things like that, please like, subscribe, and comment on this video. You guys have a good one.